got one side, or we got two sides?
Or the question.
Speak up.
The question.
There he goes.
Go on.
So sorry.
Come on, Nancy, get with the program!
Okay. Where is the most unusual place that you've seen your character's photo on fan art or maybe
Bodies.
somebody's leggings?
Bodies. No, that's not unusual. I see thousands of those. To the end of season 9, the Let's Take a Howl at That Moon, 3 days after that aired, there was a girl who had a tattoo on the back of her calf and Let's Go Take a Howl at That Moon. So, yeah, we see some wonderful things. You know what it is? It's not just because it's words and stuff, but you find with Supernatural that
Don't you miss this?
have you quite finished? I'll continue. Anyway, with Supernatural, the wonderful thing is the themes and the ideas behind it, the things that we care about. It's so well. I'm actually coming home to visit you cheap bastards at the back, so. I have to do it. It's been so long! So long.
I was telling my friend about how I ran into you yesterday and helped you find the convention, and she jokingly called
Me.
Wait, I'm getting to it. She
Sounds like
jokingly
Misha.
called me
Sorry, what's the question?
She jokingly called me your spirit guide. So we got to talking about it, and I want to know, what kind of animal do you think your spirit guide would be?
Oh, God.
Wombat.
That's his poops and cues.
Loving you on Doom Patrol, and wondering if Willoughby Kipling were to summon up Crowley, what kind of deal would
Oh,
they make?
stop crossing the streams! Don't you know what fan fiction is for? You write it. That's the good news. Don't make me write it for you. That's terrible. God's sakes. I think they'd learn by now, don't you? How long's it been since I've done one of these? 4 years, 5 years or something?
5, I think.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get you all up to speed.
If there's a certain scene that you did that stands out in your mind, either because it was a lot of fun
End of season 8.
or
Next question.
challenging.
Seriously, I'm joking with you, but the end of season 8 was just this wonderful, cathartic thing. If you guys remember the end of season 8, the whole human blood thing, we shot that church scene in sequence, which is not something you get to do on television a lot. So from Abaddon, torturing me in the chair, all the way through to the end was shot in sequence, and it was shot on stage. The outside of it was shot outside, obviously, and the inside of it was shot on stage, and it was just the most amazing. I can't even remember, I think it's like 3 days we did it, but it was just magical. It was a lovely experience.
So we're all missing Jared this weekend, so I was wondering what your favorite memory with him is.
Well, the one thing I'm glad is that my neck takes a break from doing this. You know what they used to do to me when we did like the quad photos? They all stood on tiptoes. I look like I'm 5'3". It's evil. So I wore a plaid shirt in his honor. Did you ask me a question? I can't remember. I was just so full of myself.
Your favorite memory with Jared?
My favorite memory with Jared? Probably the end of season 8, weirdly enough.
So I think that the material that you got with Jody Carver on the show was some of the best. That season 8 finale, from you to season 9 monologue you had was some of the best writing and acting.
That was so much fun to do.
So
That was the same director that did Baby, right?
Yeah.
So Tom, and you know, he said the nicest thing to me. I said, what do you want to do? And I think it was the last shot of the season for Jensen. So I think he was just laying on the bed, comatose at that point. He did pop up in the middle of my speech one time and scream at me. Which I needed a new pair of trousers after that. But Tom was brilliant. Tom was such an amazing director. An older man, just a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful director. And so what do you want to do? He said, well, at the beginning I see you in the doorway. The rest is up to you. So when I was walking around that room, I was trying to find where to sit. And you know, there's a little couch on one side, and there's that chair where the table is. And I sat in the chair, and it's got arms. As soon as I put my arms down, I mean, the whole speech is about the truth, I'm not lying. What was I thinking of? As soon as I put my hands down. Lincoln Memorial. So literally the first thing that came to my head. I was like, I'm sitting here. So it was an amazing day. I think that was the last shot of the season to do, and it was just so much fun. What was your question, Dan?
So it was actually about working with Jeremy Carver again on Doom Patrol.
Oh, anytime, anywhere, at any cost, I will work with Jeremy Carver. He's just a magical human being. I send him, when I was on Supernatural, I used to go, am I dead yet? I used to send him an email going, am I dead yet? And he would respond with, writing that scene right now. And so I went on to Doom Patrol, because as you can probably work out, I'm playing Constantine, and Willoughby Kipling is Constantine. But he's immortal, so of course I sent him an email that said, are you going to kill me off? He sent me a response that said, I will never kill you off, asterisk. And nothing underneath. So he's kind of brilliant.
Mark, you are unquestionably sci-fi fantasy genre show royalty.
My husband and I... No, sorry.
So the question is, was that the result of deliberate choices on your part, or the shows coming to you?
All right, I've had some wonderful things written for me by some wonderful people. If you're new here, you don't know, and even if you've been here a while, you've got to remember something. The genre of stuff that we like was not always the most popular genre. And there are certain pivotal times in the history of film and television where genres were changed. Star Wars, for example, changed the entire course of what was happening in film and TV at the time. And then, of course, every show had to be like Star Wars. And this went on for years, where everything had to be a copy of something else. Everything had to be, you know, like a rip-off of something else. We can just get those fans, we're going to do really, really well. And what happened over those years is writers started writing graphic novels, not just television shows. They started going into different areas of the genre and trying to do it. And then cable channels popped up, and places like Sci-Fi and places where you could actually do this stuff started to exist, so they didn't have to have a show that had to have X amount of millions of viewers to stay on the air. Perfect example, Firefly. I was in Firefly. Firefly had 11 million viewers, and it was a failure. A failure on Fox. If it was 5 years later, it would have been on a different situation and a different channel, and probably still be running now. There's enough stories. But the truth is you changed it. We changed it. Because things that are made with cynicism and a lack of passion and a lack of love don't resonate with us. I don't know what it is. If you're going to devote your 17 hours to watching a marathon of a TV show, or 117 hours, or 350 hours of watching a television show, it's got to be saying something to you. It's got to be made with something that makes you feel good, or you're interested in the story, or you care about the characters or the path of the journey. And if it's done with cynicism, it never works. Network television, for a very long time, you got to watch what they put on. And there were some losses and whatever, but generally, that's what's on, that's what I'm watching. Now we choose. Now, because of the way we behave as a whole, we choose what's good or not. So that's why you can have Breaking Bad, and you can have Battlestar Galactica, and you can have, all these amazing shows that come on, we care about it. We wear hearts on our sleeves, we dress up, we do all these things. It's just a fantastic phenomenon. And I'm old enough to have seen it change. And I like where it's going. And I like the fact that somebody can come up with a good idea and it can become a show. You know what I mean?
During the Mark of Cain arc, what was your favorite moment, either on screen or off screen, filming with Tim Amundsen?
My favorite moment in the whole arc was him sitting at the table, I think, shucking corn while there's a massive fight going on between Jesse and Jensen, I think. That was funny, but the bees was my favorite thing, because there are no bees. That's just literally me messing around with bees. Oh, and Jensen drove me backwards through that gate and missed that gate by 1/8 of an inch. And I'm on the back slidey seat in baby, and I'm like, boy can drive. Listen, I just want to tell you, it is a fantastic thing to be at a convention with you people. It's just, what do you mean, you people? No, it's a fantastic thing to be at a convention with you people, with our people, with our supernatural family. It is a joyous thing. I love you all so much. I think what is most important is that I want you to all look after each other. I want you to take care of each other, because it is a rough and dangerous place out there. There are things going on in the world, which personally, if a bunch more women were running it, it would probably be a lot safer. I mean, Brian Codicea and Cleopatra and a few others, the women have done pretty well at running things. But the truth is like we need a lot more love and a lot more caring. And it's a scary time, and it's not an easy time to ask for help. And if you're struggling and you're having a hard time, remember you are not alone. You are absolutely not alone. Will anybody do me a favor if they're brave enough to put their hands up if they have any form of mental health disorder? Look around you, guys. Look around you. You are not alone. All right? I love you all. It has been a fantastic day. I love you guys. I hope to see you again. And on that
Someone off? Yeah. I like that you looked over for Jared. I did. Did you see that? Everybody catch that? I went. Well, let's make it official. Ladies and gentlemen, the people of New Jersey, Jensen Admirals. It's different with the one chair. It's right. You know. Okay. All right.
Sit backwards then.
All right.
Look at you. Hey!
I forgot my phone backstage. I was going to, well, shoot, we'll just do it right now. I wanted to record something for Jared. So, I don't have anything in mind. I just was going to record you guys sending love his way. So, what's that? FaceTime! FaceTime. No. Is that, yeah, no. I'd be mad at him if he did that to me. All right, look, just, hey pal, a few people here wanted to say hi. All right. We love you, miss you, goodbye, bye. All right, let's get this right way. It is strange. He'll be back, he'll be fine, we're good. And, because I am a highly codependent, clearly, I if you guys don't mind. Yeah, I was actually gonna introduce Brianna, but he'll too.
This is awkward.
This is awkward now. Ladies and gentlemen, Misha.
Hi.
How's it going, pal?
It's going okay. How's it going for you?
You know, it's going. We're going.
Yeah.
We're making it happen.
It is strange not having Jared anchoring the show. I realize without him here how much we all depend on him so completely. He's the only one who really shows up and gives attention to the fans. And I've noticed the thing that's missing, he cares about people. And obviously, we lack that quality.
Clearly.
Yeah.
No, he's really the oversized hairy glue that keeps this all together here.
It actually is funny when we were doing the trio photo ops. Jared is literally the oversized hairy glue that holds those photo ops together. I realized that we just stand there. He envelops us from behind, and that's how we do the photo. And today we were doing them. It was for you, me, and Mark. And none of us knew what to do. It was each one was another awkward family photo.
That was it. Just waiting for somebody to come in and bring us together.
You're not lying.
But it smelled better.
It did, yeah. And there were less ass grabs during the photos. Mildly less. Jersey showed up.
This is something that I don't know how often we talk about this, but very often during photo ops with Jared will reach down and where no camera or other humans can see, will grab your ass and squeeze or pinch.
But it's not a caress. It's intended to inflict pain. So it's he's not oh, there's a tush. It's where's the bone? And let me get it.
And so you do see a lot of photos where Jensen and my expression is like this.
But then in that same photo, Jared's face is like this. Because he's searching, he's like, oh my god, right there. That's the entire hamstring that I'm holding now. Good times. Good times. Yeah, you've been bruised.
Yes, I have.
In photo ops.
People don't know what we go through.
Well, thanks for coming out, man.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, this is a treat.
We don't really get to do this very often.
We don't.
We do it in Rome. And it's usually after a long weekend of binging, and there's a lot of
television shows, we binge, watch things.
Streaming services.
Right.
Us too.
Yeah.
Us too.
Yeah. What?
Shame on you.
Get out of here. Let's take some questions.
Okay, great.
They're probably not going to be for you, so just or maybe they will. You want to go that way? Okay, let's go this way. We're going to go. Which way you want to go? We'll go.
This does not work very well, does it?
Well, it does when Jared's here.
Hi, Jensen. Hi, Misha.
Hey.
So I know you've been working on The Boys lately, Jensen, which I'm super excited about. So I wanted to ask you, what is your most memorable moment from being on set of The Boys?
I don't know that I can tell you that without giving away some spoilers.
Was it the first scene that you shot?
Well, that was memorable.
How could that not be how is it possible that that's not the most memorable?
Really? Yeah.
Oh my god!
Dude.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not gonna spoil anything, I'm just gonna say I didn't think that they could do that on television. And
they don't. They're doing it on a streaming service.
Wow. That's amazing. I can't wait to watch.
Yeah, literally, like right off the bat, I can tell you 3 things that I'm like, yeah, you wouldn't believe me if I told you. So I can't wait to tell you my experience when you see what the experience was when you see what the final product ends up being.
Wow, Amazon is going to be pissed at you for spoiling that. You're going to be in big trouble.
Really walking the line, aren't I? Yeah, let's just say that there were some memorable moments.
So, if I'm not mistaken, in the most recent episode of Walker, I saw a very distinct pair of bow legs. And if I'm right, I think that was you, Jensen. I was wondering if that means, you know, it's going to be more of you showing up on Walker?
That was actually Richard Spade, a fellow bow-legged friend. You can't sit down, can you?
No, I don't normally sit.
No,
I like pace around.
Do you
nervously.
pace?
Yeah.
You want to pace?
I am pacing.
Let's try it. I don't need to sit down. Yes. That was me. And I'll tell you why. Because that is a role that is going to it's going to come out in the storyline. They hadn't cast that role yet. They didn't know who that was going to be, but they were like, yeah, we're going to have to get just a body double. Well, I'll do it. And they were like, you'll play Miles? I'm like, hang on. Hang on.
Now you've really painted them into a corner because the actor who plays Miles has to be bow-legged. And that's a casting call that's difficult to make.
It is.
Like,
it is.
seeking bow-legged actors.
Seeking 6 to 6'2", roughly 200-pound bow-legged actor. Yeah, so that's why it was going to be somebody that wasn't going to end up being the role, the actor. So we just got some hack to step in there and do it. Stop it! I'm auditioning. You've got a job. Oh no, he's a barista down at the. Yeah, he's got many faces. 2 actually, 2 faces.
Jensen, if you could play anyone in the Batman universe, who would you play? And Misha, if you could play anyone in the Boys universe, who would you play?
Well, I mean, Batman. Let's be clear about that. Maybe somebody over at Gotham House could put in a good word for me. If that role ever comes up. Anyway, yeah, I would definitely have to go with that.
Did you see the latest Batman movie?
No.
It's kind of great.
I know. I'm not ready to.
I'm
not ready to invite another Batman into my world.
Is it because you are also a Batman?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
All right. I'm sorry. It is. It's a sensitive subject. Us other Batmen, we're a little hesitant to invite new ones in.
I get it. That makes sense.
Especially used to be a vampire. I don't want to see it. Did you see it?
I did see it. I thought it was great. Did you call up and say, hey, I hear you're doing a new... No, sorry. Hey, I hear you're doing a new Batman.
No, I didn't. It was after the fact. I said, hey, what the hell? What is this shit? Yeah. Well, okay, so The Boys.
I don't know the comic book series.
It's essentially, it's really all of the superhero types.
Right.
So you've got your Superman, you've got your Aquaman, you've got your Flash, it's all of those, but
archetypally speaking, what is yours model after?
Captain America.
Captain America.
Because fuck you, Chris
Since I let
Evans.
Evans have Captain America. You're welcome, Chris. This was this was a good
Boy,
set.
that must have been so much fun.
Oh yeah, especially those 3 moments that I'm talking about. Oh my gosh, have I not told you?
No,
Oh,
I just know that first moment.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you later.
Hold your mic up to his ear while you're telling him.
Oh yeah, yeah. Come here. Let me hold my mic right here while I tell you. Yeah, so it's like pick any superhero. Who would you want to have the like totally messed up, screwed up version of?
Probably Captain America. That sounds pretty great. Can we do a recasting? Is it too late?
Too late now. No, that ship has sailed.
Deadpool.
What? You know, it's amazing. You really embody that role. Like, they're like, you're playing a superhero, and you're like, cool, got it. And then the next time I saw you, you were like,
Well, because I was flying. I had to fly out to LA for these fittings for the suit, and at some point I was like, where are you going to put the muscles? Because if you look at look, I love Ant, phenomenal actor, but he takes his Homelander suit off, and it's like, what happened? So I was like, where are the muscles going to go? And LG just comes up, she's like, oh, honey, you're going to bring me some in April.
that'll light a fire under your veins.
That was it. No producer called me and said, well, you should put on 20 pounds. No, nobody, just LJ said, oh, you're going to bring me a few.
Yeah.
You're going to bring me some extra muscles when you show up. And I was like,
hey, Danielle, I need a freezer full of chicken breasts.
That's it. That's it. That's it. I'm on an all-steak diet for the next 4 months. That didn't happen. And then the Kripke said, don't shave. That was it. He was like, don't shave. Don't get a haircut and don't shave.
I see. So you have a lot of body hair.
So it was,
you look like a gorilla.
Yeah, basically.
Got it.
Yeah. So that's how that went down.
Were there any storylines with involving your characters' development or personality that the writers didn't explore further that you wish they would have for either one of your characters or any other show?
Yeah,
I think for my
He wishes he had a raccoon right now.
Purgatory, wish we could have stuck there a little longer. I really enjoyed that. Like, I just thought that was kind of a different element. It was filmed differently. They used a different film treatments on that particular, give it a different look. I liked it. But what's that? It could have been a whole episode. Oh yeah. I mean, I think it could have been like
a whole season,
multiple episodes. I thought that was really cool. But they, they had to get Dean back to topside. And that was that.
I remember people ask sometimes, what was the worst day of shooting? And it was when we were crawling out of Purgatory. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah.
They had those giant Ritter fans, and it was like being in the exhaust of a jet engine, and they put it right on the gravelly dirt, and we were just getting like rocks and sand spit in our faces,
peppered
and
all day.
We're choking, couldn't breathe, black snot was dripping out of our noses, and they were like, "This is great, guys, it's looking great." We're like, "All right, cool, but my retinas are both scratched right now."
Right. Yeah. It was hot.
It was hot.
So we were like sweating, and so all the dust and gravel was like sticking to us too, which was just made it that much better.
That was great.
But it looked great.
Yeah.
Was there one that you wished would have gone on a little longer?
Well,
I agree. That one.
It all went on too long.
Purgatory was one that I was thinking of for Dean's character. I thought the relationship between Benny and Dean could have been explored more while in Purgatory, and I think that there was an opportunity for the writers to create a couple short-lived characters in Purgatory as well that I was disappointed in not seeing. But I think Purgatory felt like a different type of show.
Yeah, I agree. Which is why I wanted to kind of explore that for a little bit. And I agree, Benny was certainly one of my favorite characters as a fan of the show. Like, I thought Ty did an awesome job, and I'm big fan of Ty as well. So, but I thought that character and that relationship I thought was really, really unique. But again, like that's not what the show is. The show is about the brothers. So I had to get back to my.
And the angel probably.
I mean, not really. So anyway, thank you.
Jensen, in the past you've said The Fountainhead is your favorite book. Is that still true, or do you have any new recommendations?
I think that was just the last one I had attempted to read. I'm not a real big book reader. I don't read a whole lot. It's no surprise to many people. As many scripts and stuff that I pour over and read through, reading is not something that has ever attracted me for like a pastime, something to do to relax or whatever. So
it's amazing to me how much the constant distractions of cell phones and other like streaming services and everything encroaches on reading time too. Like I remember, I don't know if this is true of you, but like when I was in high school and college, like when I was much younger, I would read much more. I spent a lot more time reading because there was like the time for it. But now that time gets co-opted by all these other little distractions and interferences. And
also, like silent films were, just coming around. So.
That's right. If you wanted entertainment that wasn't in a book form, you had to go down to the picture house and listen to. They were playing on the accordion and to accompany the black.
And then talkies came and really kind of encroached again on your
right
on your.
It really has changed. I think it's changing how brains work, though, in general. Like I'm looking at my kids and comparing that to my childhood when we didn't have anything else to do but to read. And now my kids are like, there's so many possible things for them to do at any given moment. And reading it's hard for it to, take center stage sometimes.
I wish that I read more. I wish that I don't know, can I say this? I'll say this. I had a learning issue when I was young, and they diagnosed it as ADD back then, because that's what they diagnosed everything with. Really?
Me too, yeah.
So I would read a page in a book that I had to read because I was giving a book report in English or something like that, and I would read the whole page. I would read every word, and then I'd get to the end of the page and be like, I have no idea what I just read. And I struggle with that today. It takes me a very, very long time to read anything. And when I read scripts, it takes me an extremely long amount of time to do so because I'm reading it very slowly so that I comprehend everything that I'm reading. If I try to read fast, I'll have no idea what I've just read. And so that always, that was always a struggle for me, and I just never, I was never really a big book reader because of it. So, yeah. Thank you.
In the show, Sam and Dean are 4 years apart. That's about the same age as you and Jared. I wonder whether the brothers' ages were already set, or whether they wrote the brothers' ages to match you and Jared.
Yeah. What a way to get attention for a question that's not about you.
Yeah, Norton.
Nobody wants to see that. trip.
Why did you say that?
Getting back to your question, I believe it was written after the fact, and to correlate more with our actual age difference. Yeah, that wasn't established in the pilot, so that was established later, and I think they did just kind of like, what's the age difference with Jared and Jensen? Let's just do that. Yeah.
They did the same thing for Castiel after I came on the show. They said, he's been around for thousands of years, they said. So.
Yeah, he would know what the picture shots were.
He watched sea animals evolve to walk on land.
Wow, thank you.
What is something that's really exciting coming up for you, either work or with your families, that you're looking forward to?
I'm excited about the new show that I'm working on, Gotham Knights. I'm excited to play a totally different character. I'm actually finding that I'm kind of excited to spend some time in a different city and get to know a new city, and actually spend a little bit of time on my own, which is not something that I've done a lot of. So I'm kind of excited about like the inner journey that's going to bring with it. You were in Toronto quarantining for you were like completely isolated there for months, right? Did you go crazy?
I was already crazy going into the situation. That's right.
That's right.
Nothing changed.
Yeah, it's an interesting kind of thing. Like you're almost in a cell, right? Like with the.
Well, it was 14 days of quarantine in an apartment that I had never been to before. They were like, you're going to land, you're going to spend 2 days in a hotel at the airport until your test clears, and then you have to continue to spend the rest of your 14 days wherever your accommodations are. And I was like, okay. I'm not going to leave this threshold for 2 weeks. And I didn't. I stayed there for 2 weeks and just did 1 million push-ups.
That was a secret.
Yeah, it was quarantine. It was quarantine.
Just sheer boredom.
That was it. I finished Netflix and then I just did push-ups. I'm also looking forward to a show that I'm currently working on, or not necessarily in front of the camera, but behind the camera, doing the Winchesters, which is exciting to expand the supernatural universe a bit, and I hope that everything goes right. I came here from that set. I'll be flying back to that set tonight, and it's going really well, which I quickly realized is if everything is going right, a producer has nothing to do. Because producing it takes place in the beginning, like you're putting everything together and finding locations and getting a cast and doing all this stuff, but then once you're actually on the set and it's been working, you kind of are just there waiting to put out fires, and if there's no fires, it's like, wow. So being on camera, I feel like, I feel like I'm out on the field playing. When you're directing, you feel like you're coaching, like you're there. As a producer, I'm like the GM in the box who's like, is the game over yet? But it is wild and crazy to think of that, an idea from 2 years ago is now being played out in front of me before my eyes, and it's really cool. And I hope everything goes right, it gets picked up and gets into a series just like Gotham Knights, and I hope you all enjoy it. If you don't like it, then that's fine. Feel free to hate watch every episode.
They're tough shoes to fill because all these people loved Supernatural, and if they don't love the prequel, you're like they're going to come burn your house down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If they don't love the prequel, then they really weren't fans in the first place.
I like your style. That's right. That's right. Shame on them.
That's right.
Shame on them for not having the vision.
Exactly.
To like.
How dare they not accept?
Shame on them. Makes me sick.
It really is. It's bullies. Just bullies.
Anyone who says anything negative about your prequel is
Canceled.
Is a bully.
Canceled. Go home.
I love it already.
It's like, I love it already.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi Jensen, hi Misha, I'm Allison. I'm very new to Supernatural. I just finished season 4. So
Oh my goodness.
if it's interesting-
But you already have a uniform.
I know, I wonder who
Wow,
it could
good
be.
job.
Spoiler alert.
The vast majority of the audience didn't know that, Jensen.
So since you said Jared was the oversized, hairy glue that holds everyone together, if the Winchesters or Cass had a dog, what would it be?
I mean, a dog that was like riding around in the Impala with them? Probably, ideally, something like a Great Dane. Something that just fills out the vehicle and keeps us warm. Yeah.
I was gonna say a Shih Tzu.
Maybe we need 2 dogs.
Mm-hmm. I have a question, a follow-up question. If Sam and Dean and Cass were dogs, what kind of dog would they be? Let's go with Sam first. What kind of dog would Sam be?
You know, I can see Sam as my beagle, very hyper, doesn't pay attention, doesn't listen.
No, I said Sam, not Jared.
Like a beagle. Dean would be, I feel like something intimidating but soft inside, like a German Shepherd.
I think you're right about that. I think it's a German Shepherd.
And Castiel?
Pug.
A pug?
Somebody escort that man out of the room.
Any dog with a curly tail, basically, is.
Maybe a poodle?
That's my favorite question.
You only asked that question because you knew where it was going.
I did.
Sure. I don't like that question anymore.
Oh, man. Point.
No, you may not explain yourself.
To be fair, she is, cosplaying you, so you win point 2. Thank you. That was fun.
I was just wondering who you think would win in a fight, if it would be Soldier Boy or Harvey Dent.
Soldier Boy. Let's see it.
What kind of powers
Well, the problem
does
is
Two-Face have?
Two-Face is just crazy. That's it. That's his power.
He doesn't have
Which, by the
powers.
way, goes a long ways.
Yeah, that's true.
But it sounds like you're also crazy.
True. And Soldier Boy is crazy.
Right. And you're possessed of some superpowers, which complicates things for Harvey Dent, who is also, he's just crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Soldier Boy on this
I'm
one.
gonna sadly agree on that one. Yeah. Thanks a lot.
Point.
Thank you. No more questions. Thank you.
I love you both very much. I'm very inspired by both of you. I graduated college last year.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm trying to just find my way through the world and whatnot, but my question is...
Good luck with that project.
Yeah, thank you.
It doesn't get easier.
And like artistic dreams and all that, but what is your advice for persevering through like rejection and negativity and all that self-doubt?
Just give up.
Never keep fighting.
There's so many times when I look back at my younger self and I think, oh, if I had just given up.
You'd be in such a better place.
You look like you're ready to give up now. You're so crushingly disappointed.
Someone give her a hug.
Can't believe I looked up to those assholes.
I should have given them up. I'll attempt to give you a little bit of advice in that life is a game of numbers. You got to just keep trying. And the more you try something, the more you do something, the more you figure out. Keep rolling that dice, and eventually, when it hits and you get something, you'll have learned so much from all the rejections or all the missed opportunities or the opportunities that didn't happen, that you'll be ready. So I kind of treat life the same way. It's like you keep doing things and you keep grinding it out, kind of thing. It'll be a struggle at times, but that makes the good times even that much more sweeter. So.
Is it strange for you to see yourself on people's shirts as you're walking past and interacting with them?
No, that feels perfectly natural.
Would you say it feels super natural?
Super natural?
I don't know. That never gets totally normal.
You want to know what's weird though? Is the degree to which we acclimate to things. Like now, I walk around and I see my face on a t-shirt and I'm like, oh yeah, right. Like as if that's not the strangest thing imaginable. It is kind of bizarre the way that we step into the various roles that we're afforded in life, and whatever is happening becomes the norm, and it's strange.
I walked into Hot Topic a few years ago. And I looked around and I was instantly Homer Simpson. Get me out of here. What is this stuff? It was bizarre. It's, yeah. But Misha's right, it is, certainly in this setting, it's like, yeah. There I am.
I try to shield myself from it. Kind of like what you're talking about. Like you don't. It's not like we go into Hot Topic and we're like, look, there I am. This is awesome. It's like this isn't right. It's not this. I shouldn't be looking at. Same thing when I walk in front of a mirror naked. Same reaction.
Yeah, it looks like this.
I don't know.
This is Misha walking in front of a mirror naked.
Did we make it in the video?
How would you know?
You gotta do Jensen in the mirror now.
Because when I'm in the room, I just do this. Can you put some clothes on, please? The rest of us have collectively decided that clothing is best suited for you.
Misha, everyone in the makeup trailer wants you to get dressed.
Put your pants on. And then Misha goes, thanks for noticing me.
It's true.
And then he goes and puts his trench coat on.
I'm asking you as actors, with both your characters from Supernatural and the new roles that you're moving on to, what was the easiest characteristic of your character for you to portray and the most difficult to internalize and bring and make real for us?
Great question. I'll start. I would say the easiest was probably the grumpiness of Dean Winchester. And not because I'm grumpy, but because I think I was able to be grumpy through him, which enabled me to not be as grumpy in real life. And then the difficult one was probably...
You were working out your anger issues on set?
Yeah.
All the time?
Yeah.
Great.
Not anger. Just
grumpy.
Yeah, just my Mark Sheppard issues. And then probably the most difficult one was dealing with was being Dean while Sam was Soulless Sam. That was probably one of the biggest struggles I ever found. And it was surprising to me. I'm like, get your crap together, dude. Like, come on. But it was just, yeah, it was like all of a sudden I you know, was playing blindfolded, and it was difficult for me.
What is coming to mind is not terribly flattering to myself, but I'm going to tell this anyway. When Castiel came on the show, he was like, the character was written as this like warrior of God, right? Like he was a soldier and a fighter, and very quickly the character was, over the next few episodes, was rewritten as this sort of like awkward, socially awkward, dorky fish out of water, which I think was the writer's adaptation of what I was bringing to the table. It went from like, yeah, some fucking badass angel to nobody knows how to deal with this weird character. And I think that ended up really like manifesting quite physically at one point. I've told this story before, but you were at the monitors. Sam was possessed by Gadriel, whatever. And Bob Singer was directing, and his idea was like I was going to punch right at the lens. You were at the monitors. We did the first take. You and Bob and everybody else back at the monitor starts laughing, and you come out and you're like, that was hilarious. And I was like, what was hilarious? And you looked at me like, you're joking? And then I got the playback.
That was the last punch Castiel ever did. But maybe he could just do this.
Kind of true.
And Bob Seger was raised in Brooklyn and was like,
he was a fighter.
He was literally a golden glove boxer. He knows how to throw a punch, and he couldn't stop laughing. And like to make Bob laugh is like,
he doesn't laugh.
That's a high bar.
Yeah.
And he was just, it was the silent Bob laugh. It was the. And like he'll tear up. He'll like if something gets him, it's fantastic to watch.
Yeah.
And that got him really good.
Yeah, I'm really happy to have brought him to Troy.
I don't know why the face has to be this too. Was there a question somewhere?
Did we strike that from the record? I object.
Thanks, New Jersey.